All right. So thank you again for taking the time. And um, I have like questions that I wrote down, but I
That's
also
helpful.
helpful. It's
Yeah.
helpful, yes. And I would just love to hear like your authentic, kind of description of your experience in the program and what this work is for you, and how it shapes your life and your movement through the world.
Yeah. Um, my experience with this work, I guess going back all the way to 2020, it was a very unknown time, and I felt that my intuition was always sort of leading me in my creative processes, especially through the arts, and there was always something else stirring under the surface that I didn't always have the language for. And I think when I first took your class in 2020, I was able to kind of have a lot of those aha moments where I was able to identify things that I was maybe doing or feeling in terms of energetic protection or grounding, and just have tools and names for the tools and sort of the context that I didn't have previously. And I guess this session has been, um, yeah, a reintroduction into sort of having those spaces of devotion for myself and having the structure. Um, Had a lot of life changes in the last few years and career changes, and this is work that I continuously come back to as something to just aid my own healing so that I can show up better in the world, especially when I'm, working with children or working with other people. It's important that I have boundaries and take care of myself first and foremost so I can be my best and honor where I'm at in present time. And yeah, this last go round was really fun. It was a different pace than before, and I really enjoyed working with other people in that space and holding space with others. Yeah, I think that coming into this last iteration was, as soon as I knew you were doing it, I was like, I have to do this again. It was a perfect invitation for me to kind of give myself permission to take space for myself and give myself the healing and the time that I need. Um, and it just helped me to get back into having a regular practice where I said, these few hours, don't interrupt me. This is the time that I need so that I can come out my most regulated, my most embodied. And um, yeah, when I have that weekly practice, I feel like it's easier to develop it outside of that weekly time frame also. I just have a lot more structure in knowing when I need to sort of drop everything and just run energy and be with
Mhm.
myself.
Yeah, and having so like we had a long time off of the regular sessions, and we've now had 3 continuous months with um, a space with like devotion to this work. Do you notice, like, you spoke about how um, the way you show up changes when you take the time for this container? Did you notice that kind of ripple out into life in any ways? Did were there things that were kind of stuck that shifted, um, or anything else you noticed?
Yeah. I think that a lot of the work that I have been navigating has been around grief, around
Mm.
mother wound, around trust in general. And those are big themes to tackle just in the mind and being able to sort of, yeah, take it out of the context of this thing is just happening and just look at it purely as energy has just allowed me to have a lot more grace for myself, for other people. There's so much less of a feeling of contraction and more of a feeling of expansion in those moments where maybe if I wasn't using the tools, I would feel really bound up in the feeling or the experience and not move through it quite as easily. And I think that goes for the people or situations that I navigate, or plants or yeah, different people. I've found that it's just easier for me to look at it purely as energy and just give it myself and everyone a lot more grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's I always notice this, the program is called Herbalism of the Soul, used to be Psychic Herbalism. And oftentimes when we kind of sit down to talk about this work, like um, what comes up first is often the tools, right? And then the plants kind of go along with that, of course. Um, do you have any like significant experiences or from the program, from like spiritually connecting with the plants, with the medicinal plants that we um, did readings of, that stick out to you or helped you create some shift or just were notable for any reason?
Yeah. I've had some really beautiful interactions are being in the program the first time around. I We worked with Juniper, and since then um I guess when we were working with Juniper back in 2020, 2021, I had this experience of what I thought was reading a past life of Juniper that then came back to me in a dream. And I
Mm.
think that's why yesterday in class I joked, I was saying, or future lives, because I came to know that um small child that I had seen in this vision as someone who I was working with and processing Juniper with just in that vision, came to like return to sharing space with that energy and knowing that as my future child, which is really crazy to say out loud, but yeah, I had met my little spirit baby in
I got
first class.
chills
So
and
yeah, it's been it's been really big and it's carried me through the last few years, given me so much to look forward to and so much to love. Um, yeah, after we completed that class, I was much younger then, and I tattooed Juniper on myself. I love it on me. It's just like we're gonna be together and we're gonna have that time. And then I guess also when I had a reading with you in the summer and we worked with Bleeding Heart, that was really profound. Sort of working working with sort of some womb things that I was navigating in that energy space. And also sort of we looked at carrying like responsibility in the body and just transmuting that. And those themes still are coming up, and I've been able to work with that plant so much more in the last year. And then we did it again in class recently, which was just like seeing an old friend, just really nourishing. It meant a lot to me, and I've been able to also share that medicine with other people when I see them in their grief. It comes up as a plant who's like, I'm right here. Like so willing to like dive into the grief, especially in the womb, and just like seeing that creative space and that energy of potential as something that's deeply healing. It's like such a beautiful reminder. Um, yeah, I think those two plants have been really potent for me in the last few years. And yeah,
Beautiful. Thank you.
yeah.
Um, so I mean, that's all wonderful. Is there anything, just anything else you would like to add in that comes to mind?
Yeah. I think if anyone is questioning this work, is this for me? Oh, I'm not psychic. Oh, I'm not an herbalist. Oh, I'm not
I forget
XYZ.
about that. I forget.
Like,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, there's obviously like, these we all put ourselves in boxes and wonder where we fit. And I think that the main thing that I want to say is that this is healing medicine for all people, for the future of the human race. I can see this like being the way that we learn to heal ourselves and the way that we learn to work with what we have. And it's so accessible. You don't have to have an herb in front of you. You don't have to know everything about herbs or believe that you're the best psychic that's ever been or predict the future. You can just be exactly who you are and just look at it with curiosity and an open heart. And it's given me so much confidence and so much just access to the ability that we, I think we all have just innately. It's just a healing capacity. Our bodies are so intelligent, our energy is so intelligent. It wants to repair itself, it wants to be in its highest self. And yeah, I guess if anyone is in a space of feeling like, oh, I don't know if I am good enough or know enough to join this space, I would just say it's for any person, any being looking to heal and soften and give themselves a different perspective. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, how I feel about this work. And just to hear, the echo of what is internal to me, um, that yeah, I feel like this is a way forward for, humanity, and like being in this space of, you know, sharing it and learning how to share it honestly, because what I have found, it's so like tender, and you have to honor it so much. um it's Anyway, I've just been in a growth period of like, I have come back to this work, and I have like kind of went through my whole kind of process of leaving the public eye kind of for a number of years. Not that I was really in the public eye, but on social media you kind of enter into a public space, um, but choosing to just kind of withdraw for a while, and then come back to it, um, because I do genuinely feel this is I mean, it's just so incredible. And yeah, like you said, you don't need to be psychic. I forget that sometimes because I see everyone as psychic,
Yeah.
and I've kind of just ingrained that in my view of everyone.
Yeah.
whether they whether they associate themselves that way. It's how I see them. Um, anyway, that's just a great reminder, and I appreciate that final reflection so much. Um, and just have like this deep desire to continue bringing this work out into the world. And um, yeah.
I think it's really necessary for the time. And I remember, way back in 2020, you had said something in one of the first classes that I had ever taken with you, and you had said, you can just imagine it and like know that your imagination is coming from somewhere. And that's something that I have
Mm.
taken with me. Sorry, I'm choked up. I've taken that with me. I've taught art to children ages 3 to 12 over the last few years, and so many kids look at me and they're like, I don't know what I think. I don't know what I do. And I've shared that sentiment with so many people, and it's uplifted so many people to be able to know that anything that pops to mind is your intelligence. Your imagination is your intuition. And I just want you to know, even if this is not included in anything, that your reflection of your imagination being your intuition has set me free, set so many little people that I've worked with who are just entering the world. It's given them so much permission to just trust themselves and trust their vision. And it means so much.
I do get weepy with the idea of sharing this work, and because it's how I have done life for 10 years. It's like this is how I do life, is just with this. And so yeah, hearing that, um, those ripples go out, it's really profound and beautiful.
Yeah, the work that you do is life-saving. It's huge.
Yeah, I feel that it in many ways has, I mean, I think I would still be alive without it, but in this way of saving my life, it's like brought the, I mean, it's brought like it doesn't sound funny, but it's just brought like God, divinity into my life, and in a way that feels true and tangible to me.
Yeah.
Um, not there's it's not dogmatic, or there's no rules even, um, but just has brought aliveness to my life, I suppose.
Yeah.
And
I reflect the same sentiment back. It's, I was raised hardcore Catholic, and I carry a lot of that sort of, yeah, more dogmatic thinking, and having a space where I can feel connected to God in my own way and know that that is just perfect the way it is it's like a huge exhale. It's
yeah,
so important.
yeah. Thank you so much, Carol. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful to have this time to reflect with you. And I just appreciate you so much as a person. I really, you have a spark, a brightness, kind of an internal shine that is quite magnificent. Um, so I feel honored that you come back and join this container. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Gives me gives me a lot of hope, a lot of joy to be able to play and to remember the softness, the lightness, and all of it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, I think that's good. I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop the recording.